Hi guys, I hope you're having a great day. This video is going to be a Q&A video where I answer some of the questions that I've recently got on Instagram. I am trying to transition to a starch-based diet, and I would love to hear if you stick to it 100% or if you sometimes eat oil or overt fats. I definitely don't 100% say that I will never eat nuts or oils or avocados, but I like to try to avoid bringing them home so that I limit it to if I'm at a restaurant and something has cashews in it, I will eat that for sure, or a little bit of avocado. When I go for sushi, I get a mango avocado roll that's really good. But before, I would bring home, tons of nuts from the bulk food section. I would eat them all the time, and I'd put olive oil on everything. And now I definitely don't do that. On salads, I like to just put lime juice or lemon juice, or sometimes a little bit of Bragg apple cider vinegar. If you are really trying to get down to a healthy weight, or you find that if you're the type of person, if you have a little bit of something that you can't stop and you end up overdoing it, then do what feels right for you. But for me personally, I don't feel that it's something that I need to be very, very extreme with, or that I need to say, 100% never going to eat those things. I would say that definitely restaurants and eating at other people's homes are the times where I don't really mind if there's a bit extra fat in the food. What happened to the capsule wardrobe video? I definitely do want to film another capsule wardrobe video, and I was about to, and then I realized that maybe 80 to 90% of the clothes I've already worn in other capsule wardrobe videos. I haven't actually been wearing different pieces than I was wearing in the winter. It hasn't been super crazy hot this summer. I mean, I've worn a couple summery pieces, but for example, this dress was in my winter capsule wardrobe video. It was also in a dress video that I did for, capsule wardrobes, and same with a lot of the other pieces that I was going to feature in the video. So if I can think of a way to make it a little bit different, then I will definitely film one. I was thinking of doing like maybe showing 7 days, showing a week, and showing what I'm actually wearing each morning, and then compiling that into a video or something like that. But I definitely want to make it a little bit different. Hi Melissa, what do you miss about your 9-to-5 job? Also, what is the best part of leaving your 9-to-5 job? What do I miss about it? The people, for sure, and the face-to-face helping people. I know that YouTube in many ways can help people. If I spread positivity or give someone a helpful idea, that is helping people, but it's not the same as having, a personal interaction. Whereas when I was working at the travel agency, I really loved having people come in and tell me that they had an amazing trip, or show me photos of their trip and give me a hug or a handshake, and just to have that face-to-face contact was really nice. So that's definitely something that I miss. What do I love about it? Everything else. I love having the freedom to work when I want to work, and if I feel like I need a break, I can take a break at any time. Or if I feel like I need some fresh air to, give me energy, I can go take a nice nature walk whenever I want to. And the freedom is absolutely amazing. It's just been wonderful, and I'm so happy I did it. What do you think about minimalist and vegan with kids? I think this is a little bit hard for me to comment on just because I don't have kids, so everything is kind of hypothetical of what I think it would be like to have kids and be a vegan and minimalist. But I think that kids take the lead from their parents, and parents are the ones who kind of set the precedence for what normal is. So it seems like it might be challenging to go from having your kids have tons of toys and then all of a sudden trying to teach them that they should have less and to value those few things. It would probably be a lot easier if you kind of just started out showing them that that's the way things are going to be, but it's definitely still possible. And kids are constantly watching what you do, not only what you're saying. So if you are leading by example and showing them that you have respect for your things and you take care of them and you show them why that's important, And hopefully they will follow your positive examples in all areas of life. Okay, next, I'd love some tips on how to shop for groceries and how to plan how much to buy at any given time. I always find I buy too much and I can't eat it all before it goes bad, particularly fresh fruits and vegetables, or I buy too little and have to make more trips to the store. Any advice in this general area would be much, much appreciated. Thanks, Melissa. Keep doing what you're doing. You're changing so many lives through your social media. Cheers. Thank you. That was really nice. Tips on grocery shopping. The best way to avoid wasting food is to shop more frequently and buy smaller quantities of what you think you're going to be able to eat today and tomorrow. That's what I like to do because it is hard to predict what you're going to be eating in 4 days from now. Especially with fresh fruits and vegetables, some foods go badly a lot more quickly than others, and it's not always easy to predict when that's going to happen. So if you can buy those items in smaller quantities and more frequently, that is generally best. Things like pasta, potatoes, grains, beans, legumes, those tend to last a bit longer, so you can maybe buy enough for a week or a couple of weeks. Okay, so Beckham just came to lie next to me here, so if you're wondering why there's a little bit of doggy in the shot, that's why. Really? But I do think that that's something that's kind of based on you, based on your lifestyle, based on how often you eat at home. So trial and error is probably the best method. Try buying a certain amount, see how that goes, and just adjust as needed. Hi Melissa, please tell us what advice you would give someone who just lost their job and is having a hard time finding their purpose outside of her career. First of all, I'm so sorry to hear that you lost your job. That's definitely an unfortunate situation, but during times like that, it is important to just remember that something really good could come of this, and you might find yourself in an opportunity that you would otherwise not been able to take if you were still at that job. So I hope something really, really great comes to you. But as far as finding life purpose, there is no one thing that I can tell you that will give you your life purpose or that you will definitely know your life purpose. It is something that is a personal journey, but as far as some tips that I could give you, I would say look at what you are naturally good at, something that you were just born with. It could be speaking, it could be writing, it could be computers, it could be working with children. Just ask yourself, what are those things that, since you were little, you were just good at it? And then also ask yourself, what do you naturally just love? What can you spend hours and hours doing and you don't even realize that time is passing and you just become so infatuated with your work and really find that you are enjoying it so much? What are those things? They don't have to be something that you can directly see how it could be a career path, but even just noticing those things about yourself and spending more time doing those, you might ask yourself, is there a way that I can kind of blend that with a career and with a way to make money? And this might sound like a really strange question to ask, but I think it could be helpful to you. Ask yourself, what do you want your life purpose to be? Like, if you could have any life purpose, and if someone was to just tell you this is your life purpose, what would you want that to be? That might give you a little bit of insight into what's really going on in your mind and in your heart. At the end of the day, what you choose to do with your life is such a personal thing, and no one else can make that decision for you. So when you kind of look in the mirror and say, what is it that I want my life purpose to be? I just find that that's a very powerful question to ask, and hopefully you will get some insight out of that. I wish you all the best, and whatever you do, don't beat yourself up. Know that so many people have been in that situation and are currently in that situation. I definitely continue to ask that question of myself and similar questions about life purpose and what is it that I really want and what do I want to focus my time and energy on. And it's really great that you actually care enough to ask that and to want to contribute and do something really meaningful with your life. Next question is, advice on staying positive when surrounded by lots of negativity. I mean, do you have 5 months to listen to me talk? Because this is probably the topic that I'm most passionate about, is positivity and focusing on creating a happy, positive lifestyle, focusing on love and how to kind of overcome the negative influences in our surroundings. So I mean, I don't even know where to start. One tip I have for dealing with negativity, especially if it's in like the workplace or when you're surrounded by a lot of people, is to just simply disengage as often as possible when you hear gossip or people putting people down and just negative, bad vibe kind of atmospheres that you don't want to be in. It seems tempting to kind of want to chime in and say, well, what about this? Or look at the bright side. And that's what my instincts always tell me to do, and I often do. But I find that a lot of the times people just want to push out their negative thoughts and they just want to talk about it for the sake of talking about things. And do you really want to involve yourself and bring down your own energy by getting involved with those types of conversations? Or is it best to just bow out of those situations and try to focus on positivity as much as possible? You can usually tell when someone is willing to listen to something positive and willing to hear some positive advice or look at things a different way. But when you can tell that someone is just enjoying the gossip and enjoying the negativity and has no interest in wanting to see things from another perspective, then I personally like to not spend my energy on that and say, hey, if you want to talk about this or if you want to look at it that way, here I am, but otherwise I don't want to participate in this kind of talk. You don't even have to say that. You can just choose to remove yourself from the situation. When possible, removing yourself from certain negative situations can be very powerful because you're simply not there to experience it. Another thing to remember is that a lot of people have their own inner struggles going on that you cannot see on the surface. So if you're in a conversation with someone, it could seem like they are being so rude for no reason to you, or that they're, bringing up all of this stuff that just seems unnecessary and is really bringing you down. But what you don't see is the fight that they had last week that is playing in their mind right now, or the, feelings of unworthiness they have, or they might be struggling with other things that you can't even see, and it just seems like, oh, they're being such a negative person about this situation. But really, their negative emotions and frustrations could actually have very little to do with what you see on the surface. And that's the case most of the time with people. So I find that often it's easy to take things personally and see it as a personal attack when someone is behaving a certain way around you and think, why are they treating me this way? Or why are they being so rude to me? Or why are they, seeming so grumpy and frustrated all the time? But if you can come at it from a more compassionate angle and say, well, maybe this person's going through a lot, and there might be a lot more behind the scenes that I'm not seeing. It doesn't mean that you need to accept that kind of rude behavior, but it's just something that I like to keep in mind, that you never really know the whole story of what's going on with people. And another little piece of advice for dealing with negativity is try to counteract that with things that make you feel good as much as possible. So if you're at work and you're dealing with stressful situations, when you have your downtime, do things that relieve stress to try to find balance in your life. Go for a workout, watch a funny movie instead of a dramatic thriller that's going to have you feeling all tense. Do something that's going to make you laugh, and hopefully that will help you find that balance in your life. Okay, this is going to be the last question. Your view on good jealousy. What do you do when you are watching people around you succeed and you don't even have enough money to even attend a dance lesson? What do you do with those thoughts? Okay, so thoughts of jealousy. So jealousy is kind of a negative version of admiration. So if you can find a way to be inspired by things without seeing it as a competition, because often jealousy means that you see someone who has something that you want, but you believe that you can't have it. But the truth is, you probably can also have it. So if someone has an amazing career, there's nothing stopping you from having an equally as amazing career. It's just when you feel stuck in your own life, or you see yourself as unworthy somehow, or like you can't possibly have that thing. If you can find a way to turn that jealousy into inspiration and motivation to achieve that great thing that the other person has for your own life and for yourself, then it might help you feel a bit better. Another thing to keep in mind when you're feeling jealous of something that someone has is that we often only see the golden shiny moments of someone's life, but we don't see the layers underneath it or what it took to get there. For example, you might see that someone has won some amazing award. But you don't see the moments of their struggle. You don't see the moments where they were in tears, or that they lost their job, or they were broke, or they felt hopeless. You only see the shiny moments, and that's what you're feeling jealous of. But the truth is, you probably have things that that person wishes they had. So maybe they have your dream job, but you have their dream relationship. Or maybe you have, a great family life and they have this fancy car that you want. So focus on the things that you do have going right in your life. There might be one thing that's bugging you that you don't quite have yet that you wish you have, but you've probably got like hundreds of things that are actually amazing if you just spend the time to appreciate them and really realize what it is that you are blessed with in your life. And that one thing that you're jealous of, have it as an inspiration. Create that into a goal. Start putting an action plan of how you can make that happen for yourself and get excited about it. And look at that person as, hey, that person had their own life struggles and look what they have now. Let me try to overcome some of mine and I'll get there too. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give me a thumbs up to let me know. And if you have any more questions for me, feel free to leave them in the comment section and they might just be in my next Q&A. See you. Bye.